First thing you're gonna need is 2 sticks of butter, and I am doubling this recipe. So I'm gonna turn y'all around so y'all can see what I'm doing here. And so everything I say, you're gonna see me do double, which might be kind of confusing, but this is a recipe that I love to double because I always, it like never makes enough, I feel like. And as long as you're gonna go to the trouble of making it, you might as well double it and have enough to get all the cookies made that you want to. All right. Because I promise, once you make this, your friends are gonna be like, oh, when are you making those cookies again? They're so good. That's what my friends say. So the recipe calls for 2 sticks of butter, but again, I'm doubling it, so I'm putting in 4 sticks of butter. And this is like a butter shortbread. That's why you're using a lot of butter. Okay. So I've got my butter in my mixer. To this, I'm going to zest a lemon. So anytime you're zesting a lemon, go ahead and wash your lemon first. Wash it with dishwashing soap, and that takes off any of that wax that the grocer puts on it to keep it fresher longer, and it just gets off any kind of germs that are on there. And I'm going to zest this entire lemon and just put that right in with my sugar. Keep that going. Okay. All right, knock that in there and scrape off any that's on the back. All right, and then with my paddle attachment, get that off of there. I'm gonna let this mix for just a second. Oh, well, you do have to plug it in. Now that that's just starting to mix initially, I'm gonna add in 2 cups of powdered sugar. And the reason that you use powdered sugar instead of granulated sugar in this recipe is it just mixes in a little more evenly, and it makes for a softer cookie. You don't have the texture of the granulated sugar that you're biting down into. And I'll let that mix for a little bit. To that, I'm gonna pour in, well, the recipe's 1 teaspoon, but I'm doing 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and let that mix. Okay, and then to this, I'm gonna add a half teaspoon of salt, and again, I'm doubling it. And most baking recipes call for a fine salt, but I really like a coarse ground kosher salt in this recipe because I kind of like that salty bit that that she bite into. Okay, then to this, I'm gonna add 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I've got my flour here, and I'm gonna spoon this flour into a bowl. And I'm gonna measure out, and like I said, I'm doubling this, so it'll really be 4.5 cups, which is, let's see, there's 120 grams per cup. So 120 times 4 is 480, and then a 1/2 cup would be 60. So 480 would be 560. Wait, 540. So I'm looking for 540 grams. Almost there. A little more. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to slowly add this into our mixture, letting it mix as we go. When it starts getting thicker, I'm gonna put a towel over the mixer, because otherwise you just end up taking a flour bath. So I can tell it's starting to get thicker. So in between. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna give it a scrape. And I can see that there are some kind of dry bits on the bottom, and so I'm gonna scrape this all off of the beater and then let it run around a couple more times. I really want it to pick up all those pieces. Now, if you, for some reason, don't have a lemon that you can zest, or maybe you don't have a zester, I've used lemon extract in this cookie, and it's great. I've used almond extract, and it's great. I normally put almond in my icing, and so unless you really, really, really like almond, I probably wouldn't do both of them. But this honestly would be great with just vanilla. So, okay, so this looks good, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my surface ready to roll it out, and I'll be back.